I think I was still carrying this sense of being a bit worthless and a bit inferior for a much longer after that, because I didn't really understand where it came from. And it was only in the therapy that I've been doing in the last 5, 6 years that I think, because a lot of where the shame came from was not really anything that my parents actually did. There was more the things that they didn't do. Like, they never praised me. They never told me I'd done anything well. They never celebrated anything that I'd done. But when there's something that's not there, you can't really see it. And it was only the therapy that I've been doing recently where I started to unpick all of that. And I started to see that it wasn't really anything that was done to me. It was more the things that were missing in my life that had caused all that kind of shame. And I think once I understood that, it kind of all got better quite quickly, actually. It was just the understanding of where it had all come from. With therapy now, I kind of understand all those processes and how my sort of early conditioning led me into those situations. It's eased it a lot. I don't take on other people's guilt anymore. It stays at my door, and that doesn't come in. I guess it just depends what stage you're at and what you're able to kind of gauge from who you're with. I mean, I think when I was in my 20s and 30s, I probably didn't have as much of a good gut instinct for who was good for me and who wasn't. But yeah, I would always just try and listen to your instincts. And if something doesn't feel right for you, then I would definitely just keep trying somewhere else until you find something that really feels like it's fitting and it's really comfortable. Because I think that's, in some ways, I think that therapy really works. The thing that works about it most is the person and the dynamic between the two of you. I don't think it's going to work if you don't feel like you know it's a complete two-way thing. I think if you're looking for a therapist, it's really, really important that it's somebody that you really, really click with. And that's always not easy to know, I don't think, because the therapist that I'm working with now is just absolutely fantastic. We just clicked from day one. With trying to find coping mechanisms and healing, it is really important to try things and find things that are right for you. I mean, I've tried lots and lots of different kind of wacky therapies, and I've found things that have been really, really useful and things that I thought, whoa, what's going on here? I've also just found that yoga is very beneficial. There was a time when I kind of felt like my head and my body were just like two separate things. I didn't ever feel the connection between the two of them. And I think yoga for me has kind of joined up the dots, and I kind of have a much better sense through that of how my thoughts affect my body and vice versa. And that's been a really powerful therapy for me. And just getting out walking in nature is just so relaxing, and it gives you a different perspective. Yeah, I'm trying to be mindful. I've also tried recently a gong bath, which I think appeals to me because it's music-based, sound-based, where lots of the person that's running the class has gongs and singing bowls, and you lie and just relax. And I found that, and she says this is the whole point of it, that those sounds can resonate inside of you and release emotions. And I found that very powerful. I've always found when I come back from the class, I never really know what's going to be released, but I've always found that there's something that it's kind of resonated with, and quite powerful things have come up for me.
As a parent, you're supposed to protect your children, and you feel like you failed, really. And the guilt that you feel that you should have known, you should have seen things. And I would go over in my mind as to, oh, was that something I should have noticed? And I'd be raking things up from the past thinking, oh, I remember this incident at so-and-so's house where Joe had a bit of a bad dream and he wanted to get into bed with me. I said, you'll be okay, go back to bed. And I think, no, I shouldn't have done that. I should have let him come into bed with me, because obviously he was feeling vulnerable, and I should have known. And I didn't, why didn't I know? But I think when I talk to other people about other events that they've had, they all say the same. It's just a normal human natural reaction that we do these things, and we beat ourselves up about it, and we shouldn't, because we're all human, and we all have these feelings rushing around, and sometimes we're allowed to fall. It's just a natural thing, really.